Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. How are you today? I posted a new recipe for peach salsa yesterday on the blog, and I thought today I would show you how to make it. I am going to be doing my lives on probably on Wednesday mornings now. Friday afternoons just for the summer. I think they're not working very well, so I'm going to do them on Wednesday mornings instead. So, or whenever I can. I'm thinking Wednesday mornings are going to work well. So anyway, I just always forget, or had forgotten in the past, like how easy salsa is to make. And I don't know, last fall, my brother gave me his recipe for salsa because I had it at his house last fall, and I said, oh, you know, I want your recipe. So he gave it to me, and he's so good at like measuring everything, and I never am, so I always just throw things together. And my sister makes really good salsa, so I started making my brother's salsa last fall and could not wait until peach season here because I wanted to make peach salsa because I love peach salsa. It's funny, I wasn't always a big peach fan, and then last year we missed peach season in Fredericksburg, but a friend of ours made, before Tom and I left, she had us over for dinner and made, like, I think it was like a peach cobbler. And it was so good. And I was like, I don't ever really even buy peaches or eat peaches. And so then the next day after we left her house, I made a peach and blueberry crisp, which I put that recipe on the blog, I think last week or the week before. So anyway, I am going to show you how I make this peach salsa. It's so super simple, and like, I am not some sophisticated cook, so if you know a better way or have a good salsa, peach salsa, I'd love to hear it. But this is super simple, and it just takes, I mean, really like 30 minutes tops. Really just roasting the vegetables takes the longest. And you could grill them. We don't have a grill here, which is crazy, but we're renting a townhouse, which most of you know, and we can't have a grill, which kills Tom, but we sneak one out here sometimes. But so I couldn't grill these, so I just put them under the broiler. And I don't know what, this kitchen also is not set up for me to do my Facebook lives like I did in my old kitchen with my island. I have no island. I'm like, the cabinets are right here, the counter is like up against a wall, so I don't have a good spot to show you everything, and I don't know what you're going to be able to see, and I can't back this up because then I back up into the wall like I could on an island. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up and show you. So all of these vegetables, and then I see, oh, let me see. Hi, Carol. Who else? Hi, Patty. So I can't see because I can see your writing, but I can't see what you can see. But anyway, these are the vegetables and the fruit. So all it is 4 tomatoes. I hope you can see this. 4 tomatoes and 1 big sweet onion. And right now I have 2 peaches. I have one that I made yesterday, roasted yesterday in the refrigerator if I need it. But I've made this, like, I think today is going to be like the 4th time in a week. I made it several times, and we're figuring out, like the last batch I made was a little too sweet. So Tom likes it with like 2 peaches. That's good. I like 2.5, maybe 3. So you just have to kind of figure out what your level of sweetness is. But what's working for us right now is 4 tomatoes, 1 onion. I have 2 jalapenos here, and one I've already, I just seeded and took the stem out and the membranes. The other one I haven't done that yet. I'm making this for my neighbor, and she likes it super spicy, so I'm going to just add the 1 jalapeno and see how it comes out. And I've also found that if you refrigerate it for a little while, like, don't add all your heat and your sweetness. Like, if you have some peach, add it, make it, and then add, you can always add more. So go on the side of like 2 peaches and maybe roast 3, but only add 2, and you can always put the other peach that you roasted in ice cream, or have it with some yogurt or something is really good. But err on the side, you know, be conservative is what I'm saying, because it gets sweeter as it sits. So what we found has worked well for what we like is 1 jalapeno, and the one that we used that we really loved, it was a rather big jalapeno. So it was a big jalapeno, and that was pretty spicy. 2 peaches, 2 ripe peaches, 4 tomatoes, and 1 onion. And like I said, everything gets pretty blackened, and you don't have to be afraid of that, and you don't have to peel this. Just leave it all on. It doesn't taste burnt or anything in your salsa. And if you've made it before, if you've made salsa before, you probably already know that, but like my onions look really pretty dark. And you can also, while you're roasting, if your onions are getting done faster, you can pull those off, or you can flip them over. I didn't do that with any of this. I just let it go. And so some of my peaches got a little darker than the others, but I've learned that it doesn't matter. So anyway, it's so simple. So you just roast them. My broiler, again, we're renting this, and so I don't know what it would be like if you have a good oven, but it takes 15 to 20 minutes on high broil here. So yours might be a little bit different. You just have to watch it. And then this is really hard, you guys. So you just take everything, and let's see if you can see this. You take everything and throw it into like a blender or food processor. I put everything. The jalapeno, I'm going to just put the whole thing in there. What I did yesterday was I did half of it, and then I ended up putting the other half in. And the reason why I'm going to put the whole thing in is, like I said, my neighbor likes it super spicy. So I just throw everything in. I put both peaches, all the onion into this food processor. And if you can get the juices, like dump your juices into, because that's goodness right there. All right, I gotta rinse my hand real quick. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping things. Okay, so then just pulse it in your food processor. Okay, it's gonna be loud, sorry. Seriously, it's still pretty chunky. So, and then you just do it to the texture that you like. So if you want it pretty chunky, then don't pulse it as much. And you just keep checking it. And that's pretty good. And then I add my cilantro after. Let me move this pan out of the way. And I just grab, I have like my cilantro in a cup of water. I just grab a handful. This kind of thing is like, so I think if you don't cook a lot, you get caught up in the measurements, and I've learned that you just throw it in there and sample. And if you don't like it, then don't add it, or you can add something else. I did not add garlic to this. Usually we add garlic and lime, but the first time I made it, I forgot to roast the garlic, and so I had it and was gonna roast it after, and then when I tasted it, I'm like, it doesn't even need the garlic, it didn't need the lime. So again, you can make it your own and you can add those things, but I don't think it needs it. I'm gonna just pulse that in. And then once you have that, you can just add some salt and pepper, and then usually I have chips sitting right here to taste it. I let the vegetables, the roasted vegetables and fruit, I let that sit for a little while before I threw it in here, so it wasn't so hot to handle. And then just salt and pepper, and what I recommend is just putting it in the fridge for a little bit to cool, and then you can decide, taste it and decide. I just put the whole food processor in the fridge, and then once it cools off, you can decide if you want to add, more peach or more spice. But I definitely recommend letting it sit for a little bit, especially with the sweetness. The spice you can kind of taste, but you can figure that out. But the sweetness, it does get sweeter as it sits. So you might want to just let it go in your refrigerator. And if I had a chip sitting right here, Tom, what? Will you bring me a chip? Yeah. The bag's over there because we were eating salsa last night. And I'm just gonna taste it real quick. It tastes better cold anyway. This salsa tastes better when it's cold. The sweet, I think, anyway. Even when like we had it on fish last week, I'm sorry, I'm gonna crunch in your, I feel like one of those like food people on TV. You guys, it's so good. So delicious. No, it really is. It's so good. And to me, this is the perfect amount, and I'll see when I refrigerate it if it needs to be, if it needs that other peach that I have roasted. But so I would recommend roasting 3. And if your peaches are not ripe, then definitely roast 3 or 4 peaches. But if they're ripe, 2 is, ours were super ripe, so 2 is good. Let me see if there's any questions. I think, Carol, probably a week. I don't know. We had, I tend to keep things like something like this a little bit longer, but really, to be honest with you, it didn't really last that long. We made it last week, and we put it on fish for dinner, and then we finished the rest of it with, where'd that bag go? Oh, I like these chips, these siete chips, and so we finished it with those. So, and then we ended up making another batch. So in the last week, I've made, this is the 4th batch, but I'm giving this one to my neighbor. But so I would say a week, and just because I don't know what would happen with your peaches after it's been, you know, over a week. But if you haven't tried the siete tortilla chips, they're really good. I buy them when they're on sale, or I get them from Thrive Market, and they only have cassava flour, avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, and sea salt. So it doesn't have any refined oil, nothing gross in here. And depending on your grocery store, like ours, H-E-B, the siete tortilla chips are with the they're in the gluten-free section. Some grocery stores I know have them right with all the rest of the chips, but these are in the gluten-free section at our grocery store, so just FYI. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hi, Molly. How are you? And let me see. I'm trying to think of what else. Okay, so next week, I'm working on a post right now of swaps, which I've talked about a couple of times, but just like your condiments, I've bought more barbecue sauce than I've ever bought probably in my life. Condiment switches. I'm thinking I'm going to add sunscreen and bug spray, but you're going to have to go to the EWG website because there's so much information, and that would be a blog post in itself. But I am going to give you a little bit of information, and I will give you the links to the EWG website so that you can look for yourself. But just definitely taking a look at the bug spray that you're using and your sunscreen. And so it's going to be the condiments, sunscreen, bug spray. I think that's it, like pickles and just some better options for your summer barbecues for your 4th of July, things like that. And if there's any questions that you have, or anything that you want to see before fall, or even into the fall, because I'm sort of planning some of the fall blog posts now too. But anything that you want to see, anything that you want to learn about, please let me know as always. I hope y'all have a great day, and let me know if you try this salsa, and let me know how you like it. We'll talk to you later. Bye everybody, thanks for tuning in.